Hello everybody, thought I'd show off my game collection today. Been watching some Game Chasers, some stuff like that, Pat the NES Punk. That's the whole reason I started collecting was Pat the NES Punk, and something just clicked in me and it snowballed and ended up with this massive game wall here. He's my inspiration. He's got a nice collection. Maybe one day I'll have one as good as his when I become a millionaire. But anyways, gonna go unboxed. Super Nintendo games, Nintendo 64 games. Some standout titles. I mean, people want these games. Ys, Secret of Evermore, Mystic Quest, Turtles in Time, Sunset Riders. This game is shot up in price. I don't know why. I guess because it's a really good game, but other than that, games have really went up in price over the past few years I started collecting. But all these are complete. I never buy them I mean, I do buy them, but then I end up getting the manual for it eventually. All of them have the manual so far. But moving on to the top, I have a bunch of box systems. There's a Virtual Boy back there hidden. There's my Earthbound Shrine that is complete with the scratches to stickers. There's a Sega CD. I think there's a Genesis hiding back here in poor condition. And moving on, we got Mario Paint, Super Nintendo. Here's a brand new sealed copy of Super Turrican 2. I found that today, actually. I was shaking pretty bad. Any collector would know that that is a hard to find thing, let alone it being sealed, never been opened. Alright, moving on. I got a Virtual Boy. Here's a boxed Master System. Some Pong clones. I got a couple more. We'll get to those. Atari Odyssey 2000. Old school TV. Can't go wrong with that for your old games. Looks beautiful on it. Up top, more box systems. There's Robbo, the Roboto. That was actually the first thing I ever bought when I started collecting. Got him at a pawn shop. Nintendo 64. For NES, I have 540 some odd games. There might be a few duplicates in here. Not many. I usually try to keep them cleared, but if I do get one, I'll try to set it to the side. It might be an extra Mario 3 stuck in there somewhere or something silly like that. But most of these are not duplicates. I'd say most of them are not. I'm a little bit over halfway to completing the NES collection. It's just getting really expensive and time consuming, but I'm going to give you a closer look at this so you can see everything. I'll kind of go slowly as I am limited to data. These are all unlicensed games. I've got 2 parts. They're easier to store that way, no end labels. But I'll just keep going. Let y'all take a look. If there's anything like, actually that's my coffee. If there's anything you guys want to know what it is or have any questions, let me know. I also do trades if you guys want to trade. There's some uncommon titles in there. It's just getting really hard to find games anymore. So I would suggest that everybody that collects hold on to your collections. It's a hobby. A lot of time and effort goes into the collecting. But there's a lot of reward out of it too. These are boxed NES. Most of these are complete. Sometimes I do not get them complete. Like I said, on the Super Nintendo, and I end up getting the manual later on. Something else to look for and, you know, add to the collecting experience. A few standout titles. There's a reproduction Earthbound Zero. TimeWalkGames.com does these. They do also do other reproductions for other systems. Check them out. They're a really awesome company. There's some other things. And moving on to Sega Genesis. I do not collect loose because loose is not necessary. very picky on Sega Genesis. If I'm grunting, it's because I'm moving around trying to move the camera. Master System games thrown in there. Splatterhouse 2 and 3. I have one on the Turbo Graphics. This is one of my favorite game series. Down at the bottom, there's the Sega Master System laying around. These are Atari magazines. Some guy was a programmer, and he had an Atari 400 and all accessories. This was his hobby back in the day. He was does magazines, programming, teaching you about things. Antic, it's Atari resource magazine. It's pretty cool stuff. I'm not really digging Atari, but they're still cool to have. Alright, moving on. We get a kitty in our way, but you get the gist of it. Sega CD games. About 40 of them there. Nothing too rare. I think the pretty cool thing here I'd like to show is a factory sealed copy of NBA Jam, which is probably it's a great sports game, but it's kind of weird finding sealed games. Moving on. This is all my Super Nintendo games. Give a little look through. Loose copy of Earthbound there. Some standout titles, Pocky and Rocky 2. I'm sure there's a few more rare ones in there. Mario RPG. And a bunch of sports titles. Garbage. Anyways, there's some Atari games. Nothing rare. I did own an Atari color test cartridge at one point, but I ended up selling it to buy games that are actually games. There's action figures. Boxed PC games. It's collector's editions. I do not play World of Warcraft anymore. A lot of systems and stuff, just a pile of them. I keep all my extra cords and controllers in here. Manuals and strategy guides in there. There's actually a multi-tap for Sega Saturn. I have a 16-1 arcade machine. I built this myself. I had to build it from scratch. Not too hard. I mean, if you were into classic games, it's something easy you can build. It's pretty cheap compared to actually buying one. So if you're a classic game enthusiast and you want to play some old arcade games, I'd recommend building one of these. It's not too bad. I got a gaming PC for games. I got a fish. My gaming setup over here. I have Slim Mono PS2, 360, Saturn, my Wii U, and my Super Nintendo, and my NES. I put the mini versions over here. Just sometimes I want to play a game for a long time. It's not comfortable playing on the smaller TV, so I play them on the LCD TV. Here's a wall of more boxes. 3 Saturns in the box. I don't know why, but just accumulated them. As you can see, it's just a rotation in my room. A lot of gaming stuff. Some rare Saturn games, Japanese ones. The Saturn collection. Boxed games, Virtual Boy, Game Boy. Some TurboGrafx games, PS1, some other Saturn games. My PS1 collection, nothing spectacular, kind of liquidated it. Some mixed up GameCube games there for some reason. Some Xbox games. And more GameCube games. PlayStation 2. More GameCube. PlayStation 2. Some loose games, some random stuff. But pretty much that covers it. That's my collection. I'd like to get back into reviewing games, but I don't know if I have the time. But if you guys enjoyed this, please comment. Tell me if I suck. Tell me if I should just stop making videos completely. Or if you guys like to see more, let me know.